What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video. It's your boy, Trucking with JJ. And today's a journey. We're turning this truck back in. Turn the tradition truck back in. Let y'all come ride with me for a minute before I get there. 2-hour drive. And I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm turning the truck back in.
Got fucked with the long way. Got 20 bands on me, tied the long way. Ride with a chick,
dropping the truck off. I'm about to get my ass back to the crib. What's up, YouTube? So, I know it's been a minute since I uploaded a video. I've been going through a lot. And I've been, I was trying to enjoy life too. Going on vacation and shit like that, but I wanted to come and talk to y'all today about I'm no longer with Tradition Transportation no more. You know, I had to let them go 2 weeks ago. I had to let them go 2 weeks ago. I had to let them go 2 weeks ago because I was in this negative spot, man. For like a whole month, I didn't see I didn't receive a paycheck. So I just got tired, you know, got to spending my savings money. I'm like, nah, this ain't about to happen. I'm about to go in the hole. So I end up quitting them. I'm gonna tell y'all the reason why I was in the negative. So let me rewind y'all. Let me rewind y'all back to when I first started at when I first started over there at Tradition back in November. So I ended up getting the Kenworth, the W9 KW, the 900. I ended up getting that. So the first week I ran, the truck ended up happening the way it happened. So that was that. Caught on fire and all that stuff. So even while the truck was down, they were still making me pay payments on the truck. But I already told them after like 2 weeks of sitting or 3 weeks of sitting, I'm like, hey, you know, take me off that lease, put me in another truck. You know, it don't matter. I go rescue another truck, recover another truck. It don't even matter. So for the longest, nobody wasn't reaching out to me. I had to keep calling Steve. So about a month later, I'm like, hey man, what's going on? I'm still sitting at home, you know, I'm trying to work. Y'all ain't got no truck for me to go recover or nothing like that. So he ended up telling me, yeah, he's been telling me to go. I got there's plenty of trucks to go recover, but he never called and told me to go get one. So therefore, he was playing with me, right? Yeah, right. So anyways, I still haven't had no, so I end up, it's this dude, they trucking company called TNH. They got their trucks on with Tradition Transportation. He ended up calling me because Steve gave him my number. He ended up calling me, he like, hey man, I know you ain't got I know your truck down right now, but you wanna come run my truck, you know, until your truck get fixed up, you know, I give you 30-something cent, gross for the whole revenue. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'll do that until my truck get out. Remind y'all, I did that. And I told Steve, like, hey, since y'all didn't fix it, y'all not planning on fixing the truck no time soon, can you get me out of that lease? I told Steve that. So he said, okay, but he never did it. So let me fast forward now. It's January, the beginning of January. So I'm running for dude for like December, like the end of November, December, and then halfway through January. So it's like the 16th. His IFTA stickers expired on his truck, so I had to go to Tradition and get all his IFTA stickers and his HUT stickers and all that. So I ended up talking to Steve. I'm like, hey Steve, did you end up taking me out that lease truck? He like, oh man, I ain't know you want. I'm like, man, I specifically told you to take me out that lease truck too. Like the third week of it sitting. He's like, oh man, I forgot. I'm like, so you forgot, so that's your wrong. That's your mistake, right? Well, he didn't say I forgot. He just tried to make it seem like I didn't tell him, basically. So he ended up, they had new trucks out there. So I ended up getting the 2022 that same day that I cleaned out that Kenworth. I know y'all that go back, if y'all ain't see that video, go back and look at it. That same day I ended up cleaning out that Kenworth, I ended up getting a 2022 Freightliner Cascadia that day. Because they had some trucks out there available. So I ended up getting that. I put my stuff in that truck. So I had to go back and take the TNH dude, his truck back in Toledo, Ohio. So I put my stuff in that truck. I came back that Monday. It was Friday. No, it was Friday. I came back that Monday and to get my truck, and I wanted to go drop his truck off over the weekend. So it's like January 16th. So I'm running all the way up until like the January 28th, because I'm finna get ready to go on a Miami trip with my girl. So I ran all the way up to the 28th and stuff like that. I get my first check. I get my first check from Tradition, because you know I'm a lease driver again. I was getting paid under the other dude. He was paying me under him. So he was direct depositing my stuff in my account. So this is the first time I'm receiving a check from Tradition. So I end up getting a check from Tradition. I made like what the first week I grossed? I think I grossed like 7,000 or something like that. Maybe 6. I forgot. I can go back and look. But anyways, I grossed about that much. So I looked at my pay stub. My pay stub say taking out 2,400, another 2,400, 1,800. I'm like, what the mother lover going on? So I called payroll to see what's going on. I texted payroll, emailing her. She ain't called me back for like 2 days. She ended up calling me. So I'm like, hey, y'all took all this money out of my account. I'm like, I'm trying to figure out why. She's like, oh, you still owed on your old truck note. I'm like, huh? I'm like, I specifically told them to take me out of the lease, because the truck not running. Y'all not trying to fix it no time soon. Y'all talking about it's like 20-some thousand. So y'all not finna get to it right away. So I'm like, why should I have to pay that anyways if I didn't even run a truck like that? I only ran it for 2 days. I went down to Florida and came right back up. And it broke down on me in Tennessee. So I'm like, I shouldn't even be paying for it. So I end up saying like, fuck it, bro. You know what? I'm gonna pay that shit off. And then I'm gonna handle it later on. Try to contact the big boss, you know, to talk to him and see how can I get my money back, and why do I have to pay for this shit? So I end up paying on it, but it was to the point where they just kept on. I was paying true truck notes. It was to the point where I wasn't receiving no paycheck at all for like a month straight. All the way. I came back in February. I came back to work February 4th. I ain't seen no check until it's March. It's March now, so I haven't seen no check for a whole month. So that's the reason why I quit Tradition, because they kept me in the negative. It seemed like they wasn't even trying to work it out with me. Actually, I called payroll again because she said, just call me back next week. That was the first week when I called her. She like, call me back next week and I'm gonna get you on a better payment plan. Oh, I'm sorry, I left this out. Basically, they was taking 2,400 out of my 2,418. I'm like, y'all could have called me and told me how to work the payment plans. I would have told y'all how to do it. I would have said take 1,000 out for, you know, each week. So, until I paid it off. So basically they just did what they wanted to do. They put me on a payment plan and was taking all that money out. So and then I called her again, like, hey, she didn't answer. This is the second time. I called her again, payroll. She didn't answer. So I'm like, you know what, bro? Y'all don't want to answer the phone? Okay. I'm done. I'm gonna just bring y'all truck back, take me out of the lease, and I'm gonna just wash my hands and call it and keep it moving. You know, I ain't gonna lose no sleep. Y'all ain't gonna lose no sleep. So, but overall, Tradition, they a straight company, man. Just don't let the stuff happen the way it happened to y'all, to me. Like it happened to me, don't let that happen to y'all. So that was the reason why I quit. You know, I was trying to dig myself out the hole. Trust me, I was really trying to do it. I was driving, going everywhere. I mean everywhere. I was getting loads. They was booking me good loads. But it just so happened, it was like they wanted to keep me in the hole. They didn't want me to get out of the hole. So I'm like, you know what, fuck this. So I took the truck back, turned the keys in, trailer and all that stuff. And that was just that, man. But overall, if y'all, I ain't gonna talk, you know, I'm not trying to talk bad about the company at all. They a 1 out of 10, I get them a overall, I get them a 7.5, 8. You know, they really, they straight. The people that are straight. Don't let my situation mess up the way y'all feel about the company. Don't let everybody else situation on it, YouTube or all that stuff, let it mess up y'all ears for coming. You know, they is a decent company. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. If I wasn't in the hole, if I wasn't in that hole, they wasn't trying to dig me out, I promise y'all I would have still been there. But I tried. So that's the reason why I left. One thing I gotta say about Tradition, y'all need better staff. People that could communicate and hit people back right in time. Y'all got, basically they got like dispatches, one dispatch on each fleet. And it shouldn't even be like that. It should be multiple dispatches so you can speak to it. And like payroll, it should be multiple people in payroll. There's only one person in payroll. It's just like they got one of everything, which that sucked to me. So they're not gonna get back to you in time to be able to see what your situation is going on. So, but overall, they're all right. They're a nice company. Y'all can go ahead and test them out. You know, you might be successful in it. You know, I ain't gonna tell you no wrong. I ain't gonna lead you wrong. Tell you not to go there, but you know, that's that. So I'm out here rolling on my way to St. Louis. I got about probably an hour and a half to go.